Hey everyone, it's Deli here. Welcome to the next building video. Today, this is my family, Colette the mum, Brian Dunham the dad. We've got little Martha Dunham the daughter and Oliver Dunham the son. Dunham. I think just Dunham. I wanted to do a farmhouse today, so I thought I would make a farming family, and of course a farming family isn't complete without a gorgeous dog and cat, so I wanted to get that dog Vern. I just randomized a breed, and then I felt like this cat here was perfect for us, so this is not Justice, this is Delilah. Delilah the cat, and they are the perfect family waiting to find a beautiful farm home to live in. So let's jump into building. Let's jump into Windenburg. I'm going to be using a lot of cats and dogs expansion pack in this build, a little bit of seasons as well. Definitely not restricting ourselves to just a few packs. I let myself run wild with it, but in my head I was thinking, you know what, I want this to be mostly using a lot of seasons and cats and dogs if possible. So let's get into it. I actually Googled a farmhouse, I think, on Google Images. It might have been beautiful farmhouse or country farmhouse, something along those lines. And I found a few reference images, one in particular, which I often like to use reference images just to kind of get the shape of the house, and then I work on it and make it my own. Because usually if you go on Google Images, you get just the one view of the front or the side, and then you kind of have to make up what you think the rest of it would look like. So if you're needing some building tips, if you're a little unsure in The Sims 4 of what to build or how to build, I think looking at reference images is a really, really good idea. Or even just going outside, going for a walk and having a look at houses around you where you live. It can always be a good exercise to kind of recreate them and be inspired by them. And recently I've kind of gone back to my old tradition where I used to always make a family to build a house for. I find that it kind of brings the game to life a little bit more and makes you get into the build more. I don't know, I feel like my heart's in it a bit more if I have a family that I'm creating this build for. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Originally I was looking at using some base game windows, but I wanted it to look, I guess, a little bit more upmarket, because in my mind this family comes from some old family money. They're not like mega disgusting rich, but they're like comfortable, you know? They don't want to show off though. They're happy being comfortable. They want to find a home where they can work and teach the kids how to work hard. They want their kids to have lots of fresh air, be able to run wild in an orchard and surrounded by lots of beautiful fruits and vegetables. That's their dream. So they found this farmhouse that they've been living in, and this is basically the storyline I'm going with in my head. And they just want to live a happy, peaceful life here without needing to flex. They just want to be comfortable. So this is no doubt going to be a beautiful home, but in some ways it's going to feel a little bit dated. It's going to feel a little bit like not really trendy at all, not bougie at all, just, you know, comfortable and homely. So that's what we'll be working on when we get to the interior. And also, I thought that we would go with a white exterior. A lot of the houses I was looking at on Google Images, they had beautiful like white weatherboards and corrugated iron roofs, and I was like, yeah, that's like really pretty, like a white farmhouse. And I also did some terrain painting or shifting before we started filming. The reason why I didn't include that in the video is it took me so long. I'm actually not very good at the terrain sculpting yet. So I didn't include that because it just would take it up all of the video. But I did create these steps going up the hill, and I wanted the farmhouse to be on the hill and then all of the orchards and growing farming area below it, because it just looks very picturesque and kind of magical, or like it's from a storybook. So yeah, we're adding a few roof details here. I think these are from cats and dogs. I love these. I think they're really pretty. Not even sure what that's called. It's just like a roof decoration, I suppose. And you just kind of put it at the peak of the roof to make it look like it's being held up by something. A little bit of extra support. And then I really wanted to have this beautiful, long, almost dramatic or mysterious looking pathway leading to the front door. Like you see the house in the distance and you just want to walk up to it and see who lives there. That's basically what we were going for. There's also a few items from Get Together here as well. Get Together has a lot of really nice items for homes that are based around a farming theme, just because it does have that Tudor style element to the pack. And of course, we're also building in Windenburg on the big 50 by 50 lot because we need a lot of room for our farmland. And I've got to say, since doing this build, there is nothing that I want more now than a chicken pen or chickens or like farm animals in The Sims 4. Can we make like a Sims / Stardew Valley / Animal Crossing kind of, you know, my time at Porsche fusion of games? That would be so good. I honestly would love that. I also wanted to have a little bit of stone detailing around some of the house just to break up that stark whiteness a bit. Sometimes it just can look a little too much, and I felt like because we had the black iron around those seasons windows, we needed to kind of tie it in a little bit with something a little more darker and grounded. I also knew that I wanted to have some black accent pieces in terms of furnishing because it does give a little bit more of a modern element to some of the furniture inside. So there is that feeling of a little bit more, I don't know, newness to the place, I suppose, in my opinion anyway. So that's why we're going to work with a few black accents. And I actually decided to make the bathrooms look like the most dated part of the house. You guys will see what I mean when we get into the build more, but you know how a lot of homes, even the homes you live in, or maybe your friends or family live in homes where they've started doing a little bit of renovating, but the bathrooms they haven't really got to yet because bathrooms can be really expensive. So I kind of thought, you know what, the bathrooms are going to look a little bit more dated. They still have beautiful original tiles from maybe when the house was first built, but we're going to have a newer kitchen that they've maybe renovated more recently, and that I'm going to freshly carpet and paint the bedroom. So I'm also thinking about this in a way that this house hasn't just been freshly built. It's been sitting there for a little while. Maybe it's had a few generations of families living in it, or maybe just this family and they've just worked on it a little bit. But it's definitely going to feel very homely and lived in. I also really wanted chimneys because I love when the chimneys are going in this game, especially when you have seasons installed and it's snowing or it's cold or raining. It just looks so cozy. And right now, today, where I live in Melbourne, it's a really cloudy, kind of cozy day because it's winter right now. So I was in kind of a cozy mood as well. So I really wanted to have a couple of fireplaces. Gotta get that smoke happening. But yeah, it's pretty much coming together now. We just need to put some spandrels in, which is this decorative accents around the roofline. So that's nice, around the porch or the balcony, as we call it in Australia, the veranda. Is that just an Australian thing, veranda? I think it is Australian. I don't know. Maybe not. Often I'm like, in Australia, we call it this. And you guys are like, yeah, everywhere else in the world calls it that too. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Also in other news, very random, but I bought some shoes today, some heels, and I'm very excited. I'm actually wearing sports leggings and a big hoodie, and then I've got high heels on because I love them so much. I want to wear them around the house. And the reason why I love them so much is there's this show called Sex and the City. It's probably my favorite TV show ever. And one of the main characters, Carrie, always wears her strappy sandals. And I've always wanted a pair of strappy sandals. And now I've got them. So I don't know if you guys ever do that where you just dress up a little bit. Just around the house, you're like in pajamas with heels on. I don't know. Sometimes I do that. And I'm like, yes, I feel so fancy without having to put any effort in. And honestly, it's the best. Our house is basically finished now. I've put some fencing in. We're just going to blend a lot of the terrain with some greenery, bushes. I mean, I've got to say the landscaping took a little while with this, and I had the most upsetting glitch happen, which I'm not sure is happening for everyone right now, but my terrain painting tool, whenever I use it, it works. It works great. It looks amazing. I did it on this lot. I was really proud. But as soon as I shut my computer and reload the build, it disappears. So I actually did the terrain painting twice and then it disappeared again. So hopefully you guys see some of the terrain painting, but yeah, it no longer exists. It's pretty sad. So yeah, if you're wondering why, if you download this, because it is on the gallery available for download, if you download it and you're like, oh my gosh, Deli didn't even terrain paint her lot. She always says how important terrain painting is. It's because I tried, but there's a glitch. It keeps deleting it. So I didn't want to do it for a third time. Because let me tell you now, terrain painting takes a little bit of effort. Also, this gazebo I thought was a really sweet idea. And on the other side of it, we're actually going to put in a lake or like a dam or water. I just love this build because it is so big and there's so much to explore. And I think if you had your kids playing make-believe, or if you wanted to have some kind of party or a wedding here, it would be kind of perfect for that. You can even put it in your game as a community lot, as like an old estate you can hire for a wedding or something. That's another idea if you're looking for kind of an old farmhouse to retreat to for the weekends. And how I tend to make the dams or the lakes is an idea that a lot of people use. Basically, you just use the fountain tool, make a really oddly shaped fountain, and then you just cover the sides with rocks and greenery and leaves, and then you use a greeny watercolor, which I think came from probably Get Together, and then it just kind of looks good. It works. Lots of trees too. This lot's going to be worth a lot of money, by the way. Yeah, you might want to use a cheat to move in, unless your family's loaded, which, you know, a lot of people are. I also went onto the gallery to rooms and downloaded just a base game plants pack. So I didn't have to grow the farm from scratch. You can do that and just kind of plonk all of the plants in, the fruits and vegetables. And I also thought it'd be nice to use a little bit of cats and dogs here with the training area. So they have their own little training station in the corner, which is something I haven't really used much, to be honest. I would like to, though. I think that would be nice. But yeah, this is just like your little obstacle course for cats and dogs. Can kind of fence them in here if they need to be left at home or you need them away from the house. I don't know. You just do whatever you want. And that was cute. A few little toys here and there, a little ball. Oh, this just makes me want to get a Chow Chow dog so badly. Hopefully one is born soon. I'm on a wait list. But those chows, they just don't want to get busy and make babies. They just don't want to. They're like, no, Deli, we don't want to make a baby chow for you. They're like, why? Eventually. And then this is our orchard, which I was telling you about. I was actually going to use the terrain tool and make the ground uneven, like a little bit lumpy. But I was a little bit concerned that it would mean Sims couldn't harvest from the trees. I'm not really sure if it would have worked or not. But yeah, these are just a whole heap of different fruit trees that you can gather all your fruit from. And yeah, now we're jumping into the house. We're going to be doing the kitchen first. I thought this tiled area was really, really pretty. I love these tiles, but I think in the end, wait, did I keep these tiles? No, I'm pretty sure I kept these tiles. They were a little bit hard to work with because they have a lot of colors going on. You know, you've got your blue, the black pattern in it. And yeah, I was just a little bit confused. I was like, maybe I should strip it all back. Maybe I should do like white floorboards. You know, I tried different counters as well. I was like, oh, maybe I should do this or this. And I tried this base game counter and I actually thought that it was looking a little bit dated. So I'm pretty sure we go back to the black counter. Counters, I really do wish we had some more swatches. I really do. I think sometimes it can be a little bit difficult with making your kitchen match the rest of the house. So I really hope to see lots more counters. And I also wish that the island living counters, that they added the matching island and cupboards. That's still not in the game. I really hope they patch it in too. Because that was actually really exciting to get a new counter, but because there's nothing that matches it, it's a little hard to use sometimes. And then I also felt like there weren't really cupboards that looked great with this kitchen, so I just decided to leave them out. The matching cupboards that go with this Parenthood counter, those ones have like a blue color to the glass part of the counters. If you guys have Parenthood, you might know what I mean, but they just look so fake to me. I'm not sure why the glass isn't transparent. Like, it just looks a bit silly. So I never, ever use those cupboards, unfortunately, because I'm not a huge fan of the graphics on them. That might be just me though. But I think in the end we made this kitchen work. I do like the Parenthood counters though. I think they're really good in the island. I get a lot of use out of those. And then this dining space, we're actually going to make the dining table and chairs black. So we're going with a lot of black. I don't do that very often. But you guys always give me the feedback that I pick the light woods, the light colors, too much white all the time. And yes, I did make the exterior of the house white. So I figured I need to meet halfway with you guys. And if you let me do the exterior super white, then inside I've got to mix it up a little bit. So we're going to add some gray wallpaper, which I do think makes this house look a little bit more modern and contemporary, having the gray. I love this table in the middle of the kitchen. I think it kind of looks like its own little kitchen island. And we're going to put a whole heap of farmy type things. Does that even make sense? Like some cookbooks, sunflowers, those wooden spoons, vintage kind of canisters. There's going to be a lot of cooking in this kitchen, I think. So I wanted to include that. We're also going to add some hanging pots and pans in just a little while that go over the stove. I'm not sure if you should actually put them over the stove. Technically, I think they should have gone over the middle island counter, because wouldn't you get a whole heap of like oil and stuff from cooking that would evaporate into the pots and pans above, and then they'll get really hot from the stove too. I know you guys will know more about that than me, but probably IRL, you might not want to do that. And then we're also going to have some curtains in here. I was looking at the dine out curtains, but in the end I thought I think it was cats and dogs curtains worked quite nicely. And then for the rest of the house, I believe we're using curtains from maybe the Vintage Glamour stuff pack. Because there's some plain white ones. Or maybe it was Get Famous. I think it's Vintage Glamour stuff pack. You guys will see a bit later. And for the lounge room, I actually love this lounge room. I love it so much. I love the big fireplace. I love the dark Get Famous floorboards because they are rustic looking and really old looking. And these couches are from Cats and Dogs. So it's a very, very much more of a traditional farmhouse aesthetic, which I think is obviously very well suited to this build and different to my tendency to, I guess, go with more modern, interiors. That's just what I'm more into. But at the same time, when I'm building a house for a different Sims family, I really want to make it feel like their home. So let me know in the comments down below. Like, is this your kind of aesthetic? Is this the kind of house you would love to live in? Would you have these couches in your house? For me, I would never have couches like this personally. But I like them still. I'd love to visit someone's house like this because I would feel really happy and comfortable there. Also utilizing an item I never use, and that is this little picnic basket. I was like, yes, because you could always have picnics on the farm, in the orchard. It would be so romantic. Lots of boot racks over here. It is a family home. They're going to be constantly going out into the farm in gumboots and throwing off your gumboots. We do also use welcome mats going into the house because imagine all the mud you would bring in. I'm thinking of this in a logical way. But at the same time, I know whenever I try and think logically, you guys always rebut me and you're like, yeah, but you did this, which makes no sense at all. There is also a little vacuum under the stairs that is a vintage music player. I just thought that was a nice addition that I don't use very often. Lots of dark timber too, just to tie in the flooring. I guess the color palette is a little bit like dark browns, whites, blacks, soft blues. As we go upstairs, the bedrooms are going to have some more vibrant colors. But downstairs, it's very cool. Like this, they're all very cool, cold colors for most of this build. And then some vintage lights as well that I wanted to look like those lights had been there forever, ever since the house was built, and the doors as well, very old school looking, vintage, or maybe reclaimed. Yeah. A nice little chair in the corner. It's kind of like the nothing chair. I feel like a lot of houses have a nothing chair. Like no one's ever going to sit on it. It's just to fill up a corner. And then for the parents' room, I was really struggling to pick what bedspread. I was like, do we go with the greens? Do we go with the blues again? Do we go with like a crazy pattern? In the end, I ended up doing what I thought would suit the Sims I'd created, but I almost regret my decision. Sims build regrets. F in the chat. I feel like I should have picked the colorful quilt because I never use the colorful quilt, but I went with a boring blue. I'm sorry. I think it's because I loved the strip of brown in the bedding and I wanted to use a neutral color for the room. That's pretty much why, but I should have, guys, I should have gone for it. I should have used a vibrant color. Oh well, it is too late now. And those were the curtains I was talking about. Were they from Vintage Glamour stuff? I'm trying to remember. All I know is they come in like a hot pink and purple, which I think was Vintage Glamour color scheme. Yeah, I think that's Vintage Glamour ice. Ice cream? What? I was thinking of the ice cream pack at the same time. The Vintage Glamour stuff pack is what I'm trying to say. And you can see there the bathrooms. I did those off camera as well. I never include bathrooms in speed builds. I just find them all too much the same, so I really like to include them. I know you guys asked for them, but I'm like, no, I hate watching bathrooms, so I always take them out. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I love you. And yeah, now the parents needed like a little reading box near the mirror. A few clutter items. You know, you gotta clutter up the space. If you want a homely looking house, you gotta have some stuff lying around, you know? Picture on the wall. And, oh, that's right. I did change the flooring and I put a rug in. So the parents' room, they decided to go with some white painted floorboards, which is a little bit different. You know what? Maybe the mom or dad were like, I want to redo our bedroom. Maybe their room was looking really janky. So they're like, you know what? Let's redo it. And also there's fresh carpet in the kids' room because I just thought that would be really comfortable. Using beds from cats and dogs. I've actually got to say, since building this, it reminds me how awesome Cats and Dogs pack was in terms of a lot of the build and buy items. I think that's actually a really good expansion pack. Really well-rounded. It has the vet career as well. Plenty of build and buy. You've got your creator sim items. You've obviously got your dogs, your cats. It was a good pack. So if you guys are thinking about purchasing it, I think it has the deli stamp of approval. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Obviously do your research though. And so this is going to be Oliver's room. Little Oliver. He has a green bed with cats and dogs on his patchwork bedspread. It's so cute. And I didn't want this room to look like super, it's a boy's room, masculine, you know. I wanted it to look like a boy or a girl. Anyone could sleep in this room, you know. It doesn't have to be either or. This room's probably leaning a little bit more towards a girl's room, but again, you know, you can have any kid in there. And I loved the yellow on the bedspread. I thought that was really fun. And in the end, I was like, you know what? Let's embrace some bright colors. This kid wants like a bright tangerine wall. Is that tangerine? No, like a blood orange wall. I don't even know what color that is. Mandarin. So yeah, we're celebrating a little bit of brightness in this room. The rest of the house is very cool. So, you know, we needed a pop of color. We needed to get a little bit exciting. And yeah, putting in a nice little lighthouse table lamp, which I thought was so cute. Like when I was a kid, I would have loved that lighthouse lamp. I would have thought that was so magical. Actually, that's probably one of my favorite little items. It's one of those items in the game that just gives me some happiness, you know? By the way, I'm still PMSing. If you guys are watching videos as they come out, if you're watching this later, don't worry about it. But I've been commenting for ages in videos. I'm like, I've been PMSing for like 18 days. And it's the worst. Anyway, enough about my private issues. So now this is just, yeah, still the kids' room. Not much else is happening. Basically, we're just going to put some toys in. We're going to whack some clothes in. I do want to, in the future when I do builds, be a little bit more aware of closet space because I feel like I want to use the built-in wardrobes from Get Together more. And I feel like whenever I use them, there's never enough room in bedrooms for them. So I really need to include those in the building. So I'm going to try and be a better person next time and actually include them. I love this side table. That's great. It kind of blends in with the carpet. That side lamp obviously doesn't really go with the bed. The butterflies on the wall don't really go with the bedspread. It's all a bit mismatched, but come on, what kid's room is perfectly matching? Maybe you're a kid with a matching room, or maybe you're a parent whose kids have beautifully matching rooms because you've gone to the effort to do that. But while I was growing up, my parents were just like, you know, just have this and that and just pop it all together. It kind of works. They really didn't care if anything went. I think my bedroom was yellow as well, like a lemon color. And then nothing went because I had no taste back then. Actually, no, I had a kid's taste, which is beautiful. So yeah, lots of mismatched, but I think it looks realistic, you know? A few vintage items. At least the chair kind of goes with the bedspread. See, we are tying in a few of the colors. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Curtain there over the window, a couple of kid-friendly pictures are just going up on the walls. And then off camera, I'm going to add some outdoor things, which you'll see in the screenshots. You can see a clothesline is out there as well. Probably could have done with some clothes baskets in the bedrooms. I actually think I forgot about that. But I have included them in the bathroom. So if you have laundry day stuff pack and you're going to have the washing machine in the main bathroom in this build, clothesline outside, and then you'll have the washing baskets in the bathrooms. So you can download it on the gallery. My username is Deligracy, and make sure to tick the box that says show custom content. I believe because of the eyes I use on my Sims, I use daydreaming eyes, I think. Which is custom content. It automatically says all of my builds use custom content when they don't. So just make sure you hit in the filtering options, show custom content or show builds with custom content. It'll pop up for you under the username Deligracy. And don't worry, when you download it, you won't download any custom content. It's totally safe too. And then I was like, maybe I should put a clock on the wall. I don't know. But the clock wasn't looking quite vintage enough, I don't think. So let's jump into some of the screenshots now. Let's see how this build turned out. So here we go. This is the beautiful farm. Absolutely gorgeous. There's some trees there that are ready to evolve as soon as you pop them in your game. A few different views of the house. There's the front door. And I think it looks cute. I actually love those kind of curved windows at the front of the house. There's the back of the house. You can see a few of the things outside, just some camper chairs. There's room for a pool if you wanted to put that in. Let's go through the front door with the beautiful doggy welcome mat. And this is our lounge room. There's our Sims inside enjoying it. I love our dog, by the way. Our dog is everything. Look at him on the couch. He's so cute. I love him. Our very monochrome kitchen, but you know what? I think it looks quite cool. I think it works with the house. It's a little bit more sleek, the kitchen, compared to the rest of the house. Definitely looks like it's been recently renovated. And the downstairs bathroom looks recently renovated, but the upstairs ones, not so much. There's our kids just hanging out in our little girl's bedroom. So in the bright bedroom, lots of toys there to play with. Dad is going downstairs, just headed out of his bedroom. This is our other kids' room. Cute, the green room, the bluey green room, the parents' room. With the dog mat at the end of the bed. Here's some more dated looking bathrooms, but still nice, they work. And this is the kids' bathroom as well. So you get an idea of what those ones look like. And then outside, very nice, we've got some bins at the back, some plants is ready. If you don't already have enough plants and you just want more, there's some space for that, just outside on the porch with the chime bells, doggy bowl, the, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, gazebo. Lots of flowers and plants under there, and another little barbecue spot if you want to have a barbecue there. And of course, some of our farmland with the bee boxes. So most of these items, or I think all of the items, are base game plants down here. And of course, the bee box is from Seasons, which will help you grow your plants. Our little pet obstacle course, which we basically started the build with. We got started on that early, and of course the floor plan if you guys want to recreate this yourself or on console. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always, I hope you are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I will speak to you soon. So.